Perfect placement too. And these were all wire gags. Nothing was CG'd at all.
Oh! Is that you?
Yeah. Well, that's definitely a stunt person.
It's not a dummy.
Thanks to Raycon for sponsoring this video. Stick around to the end to see how you can get 15% off of your order.
What's up, everybody? We are back. Another episode of Stuntmen React. We have Lauren Mary Kim joining us today for the second time. You guys may remember her from another episode we did.
You were in The Mandalorian Season 2, weren't you?
Yes, I was. Season 2, I doubled Koska Reeves. I did a couple episodes of Fennec, and I did The Magistrate.
Lauren has a lot of insight and expert tips to talk about here on the episode today, so let's just jump into it.
So, if you guys are looking for an incredible martial arts film to watch, check out Ong Bak. This is a film that has full contact hits all over the place. Also take note of how everybody's got kooky hair because they all have wigs so they can hide the pads on their heads. Because Tony Jazz is going to come in there with his elbows and just smack them up.
Yeah, that does not look real at all, that hair.
Come on!
Ooh.
Oh, man.
You think that was a real hit?
I mean, it's kind of a push. It's probably sped up a little bit, undercranked. Tony Jaa gets his foot on the guy's face,
okay.
But the guy sells it too,
Yeah, totally. I think he just safely puts on his ear almost, which is way better than the face.
That's full contact.
Yeah.
That's like a thigh, right? Versus a knee.
So it is his inside thigh, but it's like the knee is projecting behind his head, right behind here.
Yep, this is sleight of hand, but for martial arts.
Totally.
I don't know, is that a wig? We just know that if a guy shows up with crazy hair, it's like, oh, he's gonna get hit so hard.
Right. Big hair,
Get demolished.
Wow.
There it is.
Oh. That bounced nice and close.
Bro!
Nice.
Dude, there's nothing cooler than a counter attack kick for another kick.
Perfect placement too.
That is so
Didn't even
cool.
look like it. I mean, it hurt, but not like gnarly at all.
A sneaky kick.
Yes.
A little bit of baby
And look at
powder.
that dust that they put on his shoe.
Yeah.
To make that look more sellable.
Yep.
Oh,
He's coming after him.
Sonic's coming.
Oh,
Oh,
right to the sternum. Oh man.
I love the way this stuff is shot. It's very clear.
Well, because he doesn't even have a stunt double.
Yeah.
Like, he's just doing all of it. That's how it is in Asia, though. They hire actors that can do everything.
Yeah.
Like Jackie Chan, like all of them.
Out the windows?
Out the windows!
Oh, and he goes with him!
Oh.
Dude, he's sleeping peacefully.
Yeah. No harness either. Did you see his shirt come up too?
Yeah. I miss people getting like uppercuts / drop kicked out of windows.
I miss those days.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh!
That was a fun thing to do.
That's great. That's like so ballsy.
So-
to be able to jump backwards off of a rock, just like, I got this, no problem.
So Robert Rodriguez actually directed that episode, and he wanted that version.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like a desperado like type pose. But Jon Favreau wanted like a more parkour-y like move to get off. So they ended up choosing this version though. I was shocked because I didn't think they would.
Were you jumping onto a pad or boxes?
Yeah, we had boxes.
The boxes, as far as I know, is like the old school way to do a high fall. So why bring boxes out as opposed to just like a big crash pad?
Because sometimes the crash mat may not be like big enough, or we don't have enough. The boxes make you actually crumple in more, so you're not rolling out. Jumping in boxes is really cush. Like, I prefer it actually.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys should try it.
Well, there's a scene in Prism that we made way back in the day on Corridor, and we needed Jimmy Wong to do a fall off the edge of a roof. So we actually did the fall off the edge of the roof of this building onto a stack of boxes.
Oh,
And just,
nice.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And Jimmy did it?
Yeah.
How old is he? Like 10?
Shout outs to Jimmy.
I mean, this is a heck of a stunt for him to do right here.
Dang!
Wow.
So when like having a fancy costume like this, Are you putting like a special like soft one on for like the stunts, or do they just like, here's your helmet?
Yeah, sometimes we just can add some like elbow pads and knee pads, but as a woman, like you don't ever, everything's so tight, so we have to wear like thinner pads, and like the guys can wear all like the hard pads.
Doing stunts is difficult enough, but doing stunts in costume where your
Yeah.
line of sight is limited
Totally.
makes it so much more difficult.
Yeah.
Like, do you have tricks to deal with that, or is it just something that you need to get used to?
You definitely have to get used to it because you're not as mobile like
Yeah.
as if you're wearing like a normal outfit. But yeah, I mean, I did Power Rangers for years. Like I did like all the live shows and commercials.
Really?
Yeah. So I had like a lot of practice in helmets, and that's like really helped me with like the armor fight, the Koska Reeves helmet. Like it really helped a lot.
If you guys have any awesome stunt work or fight scenes that you guys would love to see broken down on the show, please leave a comment down below. We'll read them. Maybe we'll take the highest upvoted comment and we'll break it down. Lauren, I got a stunt that I have been very curious about. I've been trying to figure this one out for a minute, and I'm hoping that you could shed some light on this one.
I'll fight you. Neville, I'm really, really sorry about this. Petrificus totalis.
Oh, well, that's definitely a stunt person.
It's not a dummy.
No, I don't think so.
He hits his head.
Yeah, but they probably patted the ground and he went for it.
It's so perfect though.
But he tucked his chin, because that's another trick that we have, is we tuck our chin so we don't actually have crazier damage to our neck.
Now, it looks like that's the kid though. You can see his face right there.
Or it could be a double that's really good.
Do they ever do stunt children? Like, is there
They
ever
do
like,
have stunt children, yeah. It's usually stunt guys' kids. They're like, hey, yeah, Jimmy, go do this stunt. Like,
chuck their kid?
They just chuck him, they like kick him in, and they're like, oh,
Get in there!
make some money for the family. Or it's a girl doubling a little boy who's like 4'11", that had the same facial structure as him.
I just think that's an insane stunt and would be terrified to even think about doing
Right, yeah.
So we did a Harry Potter rated R thing, and this is actually one of the shots that we went back to and redid. I think Ren's working on it, where he hits the ground, shatters, and his skeleton's still inside.
Oh my
of him.
God.
You were taking like a bunch of scenes and turning them all brutal.
Yes, I love it.
I'm putting together this new team to get justice. This is our destiny.
So Stargirl is the show I talked about last time. It's a DC streaming show. It just has so much cool action. So I doubled the yellow cat woman in this one. Her name's Tigress.
That's you right there?
Yeah,
Sweet.
Wow.
Ooh.
that one was
Wow.
a gnarly one.
So that was shot really nicely.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did it in one.
no, we actually did that.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So I slid under her on a wire, and then she did like her little kip up over me. And these were all wire gags. Nothing was CG'd at all for this. So it was just really innovative stuff.
How do you slide on the pavement without scratching up everything?
We had Lexan. It's like a plastic clear material that they use for sliding and stuff.
Because I don't even see it. Like, that's a nice little trick.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're taking it out in post.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it's a
Yeah.
clear, so it's easier to take out, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah,
got
to
you,
paint it
okay.
out, but yeah.
And she's picked from the hips.
Yeah, with gray dolls. Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, it's like a machine that they drive in, and then we put a truss system built on top of that, and
Okay.
then we're able to rig on top of it. So all of it is in the air above
Yeah,
us.
got it.
Yeah, that's what we used for shock troopers back in the day.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible what we can do with wires nowadays.
And a lot of this is just people holding onto ropes on the other end, yanking you
Yeah,
guys.
we had like 5 million riggers. And like there's one Instagram post I did of like, it seemed like a simple gag, but we had like 10 riggers.
Wow.
And it just takes so much engineering and like physics and just everything to think of like rigs.
That's a lot of trust,
Yeah.
you know?
It's also a lot of trust.
Hey. How many followers do you guys have now?
We have 4.6 million on the Corridor Crew channel, which is amazing.
Dang.
And we have 8.7 million on the Corridor channel. Please subscribe if you aren't subscribed. We appreciate it and it helps out our videos. Thank you.
You and me, we have some unfinished business to sign.
Any ideas?
Just the usual.
So Warrior, I discovered because I actually know the stunt coordinator and the action director, Johnny Yang and Brett Chan, and it like takes place in like the late 1800s when the Chinese came to San Francisco. And it hits home with me because my family immigrated at that time, and my great-great-grandfather actually opened up like an illegal gambling hall in Chinatown.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, oh my God, this show is like my family. So I mean, I just love how they're telling our Chinese American story, and the fight scenes are, oh my God, the best. So Bruce Lee was southpaw, so that's how he starts in southpaw.
What is southpaw?
So regular stance would be left leg forward fighting, and then southpaw would be right leg forward. Bruce Lee chose to fight like that because it was the lesser known way.
They like it throw people off?
Yeah, exactly.
What about this style of martial arts is distinctly Bruce Lee?
So Bruce Lee basically took all the good things that he thought were strong in every martial art, and he created his own. And that's the thing, it's like it could be your own creation. That it was like it's very subjective.
It sounds very practical.
Yeah.
Versus like, oh, it's got to be this style or that style,
Yeah.
and like everything else is trash. And these are the actors doing this.
Yeah.
So in their spare time, they have to go practice the choreography.
From the other fights, yeah.
Yeah, and then like also, oh yeah, I have to remember all my lines and practice my scenes and get my emotional
Yeah.
connection to everything. And then like, that's so much work.
So much work. I don't know how they do that.
I just love it when it's clear what's
Yeah.
going on, you
Yeah.
know, and like you can read the moves. And I'm getting a lot of that from this, even just from like the first minute,
Oh yeah.
which is so great to see. I
Yeah.
hate it when it's like, I can't tell what's going on.
Yeah, I think those days are over. I think a lot of people are like a lot smarter and they don't want to be confused. They just want to see clean fights nowadays.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching these videos. You know, I want to give a shout out to Raycon for sponsoring these videos and let you guys know that if you're looking for a Bluetooth wireless earbud to put in your ears, these are a great option. They come in a handy, convenient charging case, which you charge the case and then put the earbuds in there for storage and they charge themselves. On top of that, they fit your ears really well, have a great sound profile, they are noise isolating with the fit, and they have a long battery life. They come in a whole variety of colors so you can have fun with them and make sure that they match your wardrobe. And honestly, they're very, very hard to shake loose. So if you like listening to music while you are exercising, these guys are really good to go with. On top of all that, Raycon has a 45-day free return policy. If you guys are looking for a nice pair of Bluetooth earbuds, definitely check out Raycon's. Use the link in the description below to get 15% off. www.buyraycon.com/corridorcrew. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Back to the outro of the episode.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Thank you so much for coming out.
Absolutely,
It's an
yeah.
absolute pleasure. If you guys love seeing how the magic is made in these action scenes and these stunts, Lauren's Instagram has a bunch of great behind the scenes clips and other examples of the work she's doing. You should go follow her at Lauren Mary Kim. I'll see you guys next Saturday.